Right. Sorry, my furniture here. On the replay, thanks for joining me. If you're live, thanks for coming in. This is my daily love scope, and I thought it'd be a quick one today, earlier, because it's still light out, because it's getting dark so early now in LA, West Coast. Thanks for coming in. Nice to have you here. We'll get talking in a minute. Get there. Hi, welcome. And I'm waiting for there much people should be joining in shortly. They just have to see the notification and then open up their app and get here. It takes a few seconds, I know. Thanks for joining me, and if you're here for the first time, please make sure you're following me, because I am building my audience, of course, and also want to provide more teaching and value to people. So thanks for coming in. If you're a newbie, great. Tony, nice to have you here. Yes, it's Tony. Thanks for being here. Please make sure, if you are interested, that you do in fact touch the little guy in the corner and tap on follow me. Or should you tap on my name and then say follow me, and also please share it on Twitter and invite your followers on Periscope as well. And I've got some more people coming in, I think, so I'm going to pad for a few seconds. And if you're on the replay, you do know the new feature in the replay is you can in fact swipe and scan fast forward and backwards as of yesterday, according to what I've researched for the iOS version, iPhone and Android and iPad. And I think Android got it the day before, so now the ability to swipe through the replays, which is cool. So thank you, Tony, I appreciate that. So, my name is Barry Selby. I am known as the Love Doctor to my friends, and by my clients I'm known as the Heartbreak Repair Specialist. And what I'm speaking to today isn't a pretty subject, but it's one that a lot of my clients have dealt with, and you may have too. So before I get to that, a couple of quick, sorry, to reach down for my props, because I've got a table close by. I am a #1 best-selling author of 50 Ways to Love Your Lover. This is my book. It's on Amazon as a physical book, also as a Kindle version. It's also available as an ebook on my website, which you can go to my website, which is very easy to find. It's my name, barryselby.com. And in fact, as I go find the page that it's sitting on, because I've got these notes here, I've got tons of pieces of paper with my notes on, which is kind of funny. Where is my page? I think it's somewhere. There it is. Drop everything on the floor. This is where you find my book, barryselby.com/book. That's for the ebook version. The physical version, get it on. You can get it on my site too. I do a combo deal with the physical and the digital version if you want it. Otherwise, go to Amazon, because you get the Kindle version there and the physical book. And if you got Prime, it's no shipping charge, which I have to charge if you're buying it off me. Okay? Hang on a second. Papers everywhere, dropping on the floor. Silly. Okay. Let's get on topic. Thanks for being here. Thanks for joining me. And for the replay, I know you'll be joining me and watching in archive. And here's the topic. The way I put it simply is, don't beat yourself down for romance. And let me explain what I mean by that, because you may have experienced it yourself, maybe not. But if you have, this will be some echoes of the past and hopefully some guidance for the future. So let's get into this. Let me just adjust that down slightly. Working with my clients and in my own history, because I'm certainly not immune to this, I have chosen partners from a less than whole place. And it's meant to be true for you too, may not be, I don't know. But I'm speaking of my own experience and of my clients. And to make it simple and make it clear, we don't choose for our highest. We get attracted by something, like looking for a possibility. You hope this person will be what you want them to be, but you don't know for sure, and you don't do the planning ahead or the research ahead to really step into that. Yeah, I'm going to go into a darker place, so please bear with me, because I want to get the other side of it. Okay, so here's the thing, and I think, Tony, you may be the only one commenting, so this may be a very personal conversation, which is fine with me. That works for you. In the work I do with my clients, okay, well, then let's talk a little bit. I'll talk a bit further. Hopefully this will match what you're looking for, and if not, you can give me questions or ask what you need to get where you want to go. A large part of my work is helping my clients create a vision of what they want. The thing is that a lot of times what people out in the world do, maybe not you, and certainly not my clients when I work with them, they tend to just go randomly, and it is randomly, like playing Russian roulette, and I've got a whole thing about that tomorrow, or Friday. I'm still deciding which day to do it. We have the presumption that we'll find somebody out there happily, easily. So we go onto a smartphone app like Tinder or Plenty of Fish or one of those guys, or we'll go onto Match.com or eHarmony and trust that they'll provide us with the perfect person. It ain't going to work. I mean, to be honest, they say Match.com had a marketing campaign last year or the year before that was 1 in 5 relationships begin online. Now, they said 1 in 5 relationships begin online, not 1 in 5 relationships begin on Match.com. Because the truth is, the statistics speak about all social media, not just dating sites. So if 1 in 5 relationships begin online, that would include Facebook, which has billions of people in it. So the arena to look at people in, I'm trying to get to this point about how we look at who's out there based on what we can see, which is an error in approach. It's an error in approach. Because when you're looking for a relationship, you've got to start in here. You know, in there. You know what I mean? And what I mean, so to explain this, is we don't start from what we want. We start from what's available. And that's the trap. That is absolutely the trap. And we think because we'll meet somebody out there who fits a vague, unfocused, fuzzy profile of what we're looking for, they'll do. And then we wonder why it doesn't work out. And what someone talking about in the beginning of this about beating yourself down for a relationship, what I'm really saying is that we lower our standards because we don't hold to them. We give up on them. We don't think it's possible. We give ourselves a bunch of lies about what we deserve. And I'm passionate about this, and I'm adamant about my clients not falling in that trap, because the world teaches us that. It gives us the ideal that something else is perfect, but we can't have it. You know, I'm going to sneeze, so give me a second as I do it. I'm dealing with allergies the last few days, and so every so often I get a sneeze come through, and it seems to happen on the scopes, which is not an ideal timing, but so be it. So, maybe I'm speaking more and it's vibrating my sinuses, who knows. Anyway, back on track. What I want to speak to is you've got to know what you really want. Okay, then hopefully I can give you some nudges and input on this. And I did create a program for this, so that's why I speak about it more, because it's very present to me, so I'm just going to tell you about what I'm talking about, and if this lines up, I can recommend that as an option. It's a very low entry fee, by the way. But the thing I'm talking about is that for my clients, they've got to start with what they really want. So it's really doing the self-investigation. And it can look at your past track record of relationships and see what was happening repeatedly, because the odds are likely, if you look back at it, your relationships, and you sort of overlay one on top of the other, you'll sort of see the common threads, the common things that happen in all of them that maybe you don't want anymore. So when you do that, you have the ability to focus the lens, as it were, to focus your camera exactly on what it is that doesn't work. Because when you do that, you can then say, okay, if that's what doesn't work, I'll go focus on what does work. Oh, you got thunder? Where are you? Thunderstorms? So East Coast, where are you? Tony, right, just... I'll wait for you to come back on. Hang on, so Steve's about to do that. So you keep coming, that's why you keep coming back on again. You're having challenge with this connection. I'm sorry to hear that. Where are you, by the way? What part of the country? Presuming you are in the US. Hang on a second, I'm going to sneeze again. Excuse me. Minnesota, wow. Yeah, that's going to be a little bit stormy. I'm in Los Angeles, as you can see from the camera shot. It's kind of the storm clouds here, which is kind of things. Hi, Angela. So anyway, so Tony, to speak to this point again, because I know you got cut off for a second there. Thanks for the hearts, Angela. I appreciate it. And again, if you're hired for the first time, or you haven't been in the scope before, you should be back from LA. We could have met if you've been at home. Well, it's okay. Find me on the scope. That's great. Again, make sure you tap on the little guy in the corner, and make sure you're following me for my future scopes, because I do a love scope every day. So you get a track for today. What I want to speak to is this, as I mentioned before, but I'll get in more detail. Thank you, Angela. Appreciate that. Is that we tend to base our choice on what's available out there versus what we want in here. And that's the mistake. That's the beating down. It's the giving up what we really want for what's available, which is a really poor choice. Because in the work I do and based on spiritual principle, we start from, we create a reality from inside. We start here out and look out there. So if you're willing to change and you're willing to shift, you must honor yourself. You must hold a higher value for what you want, so you don't settle for less than you deserve. That's the beating down. You think that you can only have a certain level of relationship when you can have more than that. So I'm passionate about having you get that in my work. That's what I do with my clients. Because the heartbreak is oftentimes because my clients, mostly women, are carrying wounds so they don't feel they deserve. They don't feel they're worthy. They don't feel they can have it again because they're worried the risk is too great. And so my work with my clients, I didn't know I was going to go in this path, this is where it's going, so I'm going with it, is that it's to help them rebuild their self-esteem with their heart as well. Because a lot of my clients are out in the world making things happen business-wise, and they're very strong at that, but their heart is very wounded because of the men that haven't respected them, which pisses me off, to be honest. It really pisses me off, because I'm passionate about women being honored and respected in my work and in the world. So when I'm coaching them, it's kind of like I want to strengthen their heart resolve. Yes, exactly. I want to help them. Excuse me. I don't know what to do in that regard, but that's the work I do with my clients. In my coaching, private coaching, but also in my online programs. And I want to drop that for you, Tony, because I mentioned earlier about that. I do have one online program that I've condensed into a workbook that I've taken the price way down, but it just went up yesterday slightly. So I want to let you know that the price point is moving up slowly over a period of 2 weeks. So the longer you wait, the more it's going to be expensive. But right now it's less. Let's just say this: it's an 8-module program that was $400 as an online program. Now it's $69 as of today. It was $49 yesterday, $69 today, and by the weekend it'll probably be $89. But just let you know it's available if you want to do something that's going to focus where you want to go. But in terms of working with healing the heart, that's what I do with my private clients. I don't have a program really for that, because truth is, on paper, hi Cindy, good to have you here, or on, how do you say this, online, if you're just looking at your PDF file, it doesn't help heal your past as much as it does to have space together. And I'm really passionate about that. I mean, I spoke in the scope just now, for those who are just joining later, I spoke about this just now, about how my work is largely to help my clients really heal their hearts and raise their own self-love, self-approval, self-esteem, so that they raise their standards again, so they get respected by a man. Because a lot of times that pain inside is because they were not respected, and they got heartbroken from past relationships where the guy didn't approve or respect or appreciate who they were, and didn't cheer them on in their vision. This pisses me off, as I said. I said it before, I'll say it again. So when I work with my clients, a large part of the work is, for a start, that's one reason I'm doing this as a guy, because I may be the first man who tells you and respects you as you deserve to be respected. So when I work with my clients, a large part isn't so much about what I coach them with, but the fact I'm with them, coaching them, if it makes sense. It's the fact that they haven't had a man that honors them. And if I'm the first one doing it, it's a lot of weight for me to carry, because it's like, you should have had it many years ago. But the truth in my work is that it's what I'm called to do. There's something missing in our society for the last, many years, where women are honored and respected for what you are, who you are, what you deserve, and what you desire. And I am really adamant and on a mission for this. This is my warrior work, to honor and serve and respect women in their feminine. By the way, that's a part of my work too, is helping women shift out of the masculine role they've been trained to be in, into the feminine, where their true strength is, but they didn't know it till now. So I just realized I covered about 4 different pieces of this in my scope, but I want to start with the fact, and I'll get back to it now to wrap it up, because I want to keep the scope fairly succinct. Is the title is about, don't beat yourself down for love, don't beat yourself down for a relationship. Because what I'm literally saying is that I watched my clients and my friends choose a relationship where they were looking at the sales brochure, but not looking at the actual product, if you want to put it that way. They were looking at relationship through the lens of, this is the choice I can see on Match.com, for example, but what I want is this, but I can't get it, so I'll settle for one of these. Don't. If you truly want what you truly want, it's available to you. Stay true to your value, stay true to your heart, stay true to what you desire in love and romance, because you can have it. Because again, in the work I've done with clients, a large part of the injury is it's lowered their value system, it's lowered their heart's approval of themselves, their own self-esteem, their own self-confidence. And when you do that, you make lower level choices. That's why the work is so important for me, to help my clients build back up to their fullness and who they deserve to be, who they really are, so they deserve to get the love they really want. That's what I'm passionate about. So ladies and gents out there, don't beat yourself down. Really don't settle for less than you deserve because you don't feel up to it at this moment. Better to choose to take care of yourself and raise your own self-support, self-love, and self-appreciation than to settle for a relationship that might help you whilst you're wounded, because it won't, ultimately. That's relationship rebound, which is a whole other conversation. That's another chapter in my book. So, quick plug for the book again. These pieces of paper, I've got notes and stuff everywhere. This is the book, and there's 50 principles in there. I've done a whole bunch of these over the last 2 weeks. Talking from this, but it's a book you can get. It's on Amazon, physical book, Kindle version as well, and it's also an ebook on my site, which again is, here, barryselby.com/book. And as I mentioned to Tony, and anybody else is interested, if I find that page, it's in it somewhere, there it is. If you wanted to get my online program as a bargain, so for the ladies particularly, it's an 8-module program that I've made for creating the vision and the magnetism to attract what you want in love. So you raise your standards and you get clear about what you really want, and then you set the space for it. It's a powerful little, it's quite an amazing little program. It was $400, it's now $69, since I'm covering up the old price. If you go to bit.ly/datingwb, or if you go to my site, barryselby.com, and look for Dating Advantage, you find it there too. And if you just go to my website, there's a ton of content there, and that's about my work. So that's really what I want to summarize this down to, because this is what I'm about. Any questions, any thoughts before I sign off? Because this is really kind of my big message for the day. So, any questions, any thoughts before I wrap up? And Tony, if you need any help, I know you've been getting dropped off because of, you're welcome, Tony. Just go to my site. If you want to talk, I do have an open space for consults, discovery sessions for my clients. If you're looking for any help, we'll just do a free conversation by phone or Skype, and we can talk. But this is why I'm here. This is my mission, my work. I am the love doctor, known affectionately. So my work is the heartbreak repair. And I'm passionate about helping my clients, particularly women, own their love, their support, their femininity to attract the love they deserve. That's what the bottom line is. So thanks for watching my scope. This is a brief one because it's actually Wednesday, and Wednesday I get busy in the afternoons. So I'm make sure I got it done now because it's in daylight, because right now it's actually surprisingly clear because it was very cloudy yesterday. This is LA in the, quote, winter time. Well, not yet, it's still fall, but it's going to be cooler tonight. Yeah, I know you folks in the East Coast are going, what do you mean? You'll be in the 40s or 50s today, tonight, which is cool for us. That's why I like living here, really. Okay. I'm waffling on because nobody's asking any questions, so thank you for watching my scope. I'm signing off now. Back in again tomorrow. And if you want to watch my archives, by the way, I do have a bunch of archives about love and relationship. If you want to look at my history, I've got tons of content out there on my catch.me account, which is, I'll give you that piece of paper too. There we go. This is where all my archives are stored for scope. Catch.me/barryselby. I've got a ton of content out there. I've got about 170 scope broadcasts out there now, of which about all but 20, or it's 25, are about love and relationships. So if you want to spend a few days scanning through them and looking at them, feel free. Actually, it'll probably take about 2 days. But I've got a lot of content out there for you. But otherwise, go to my website, barryselby.com, and have a look at what I've got. There's a lot of content there, support for you to have what you want in love, relationships, and life. All right? Take care. Thanks for watching. I'll be back tomorrow.